He's gonna be a little bit, yeah.
But we can go ahead and get started here. Not much to go over. It's Friday the 13th, so all of 2020's bad luck is reversed because Friday the 13th is bad luck. It's like a double negative, and I have two
Exactly.
wrongs make a right. Uh, John added this in mostly as a joke, I think. No news, there's nothing new, and there's going to be no new information. Actually, there probably will be, but just watch out on Slack this winter break for the future lack of news, but there probably will be news. And just something that's happening, maybe not the most apparent to you guys. The officer team is going to be having a couple meetings just to talk about some potential restructuring of how teams work together, especially the officer team, because there's been a lot of people who have been getting bogged down with work, and maybe there are more general members that might be able to help them out. So that's just something that might be going on over winter break, just to keep everyone in the loop. As far as progress goes for this past week or two, I guess, um, we had the CanSat and high altitude launch. There's pictures and videos, and I just got a message from MJ that they are posted on Google Photos now, which is awesome. And in the future, we're going to start analyzing that data. Right now, Matthew's analyzing just a little bit of the data so we can have some graphs and some conclusions to present to the kids tomorrow on the Saturday meeting. But that's about all for the CanSat high altitude balloon launch. Does anyone else have any like things that they think should be shared along that? No? Okay. There's probably not much more to be shared there. For the CubeSat, kind of what we've been working on and what we'll continue working on, we split everyone up, or all the kids specifically, into sub-teams, and then, they're going to be able to do some research. We're going to be able to help them with some research, do all of that fun stuff. And as well as we've been getting some support letters, getting some financial support, and just getting people prepared to review the PDR or an updated PDR for our feasibility and merit review for the proposal, which is just something that has to happen. And I guess so. MJ, do you want to talk a little bit about the meeting with not Don Bacon yesterday for the financial update?
Yeah, sure. Also, John McClure did get back to me, and he didn't get permission to record, so that's why we
Yeah.
don't have a recording of the meeting. So basically, we met with Patrick. It's not pronounced Flood, but that's how it's spelled, so that's what I'm gonna say. Patrick Flood, and a guy named something Darling, something like that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they both work pretty closely with Congressman Bacon, and they both actually seemed really interested in the project. So we had 3 kids basically do like a condensed PDR, and the one guy whose name I can't pronounce correctly, he actually is going to be our first donor. So he offered to give us $500 on December 1st and then set up like a recurring payment after that, which is so cool. Like that, just to see that this is actually happening. And like, yeah, I don't know. It was just very exciting. And they both seemed very interested. They both like really seemed to respond well to what we were saying, and the idea that aerospace as part of Nebraska's economy is a good idea, and that's something that they want to grow. They did ask us a couple questions about like why our budget was so different than what it was in the PDR, but we handled that pretty fine, and it wasn't really a problem. So by my estimate, I think it went really well, and I think that we have support. They offered to kind of like spread the word and support us on like social media and stuff like that. I don't know how much of that is actually going to happen, but yeah, it was really good.
Absolutely. But yeah, there's been a lot of work coming up to this point where we get our first, official donor, and I think we're to the point where we've done that initial work. Things are going to start rolling in once we get these meetings set up, and go from there. So hats off to everybody involved. Some current objectives are just kind of things we need to discuss. I know a couple people have started talking about and planning kind of a year-end party, like a last general meeting where we can all kind of hang out, eat some food, study for finals, watch some cool and some dumb videos, of course. Sub-team allocation, that's kind of what we were talking about in the progress. We've also kind of assigned some of just the general AXP members to those sub-teams to serve as mentors for those sub-teams. And we can go ahead and talk about that a little bit if anyone has any questions. There's the Python challenges that we give to the students every week, or it's only been for 1 week now, but if you guys want to complete those challenges, if you already know Python, it's a good review, or if not, it's a great way to learn Python in a kind of a fun way. And then gauging interest about data analysis and some plans for winter break. But I guess I don't know so much about the end of the year party. I know John and MJ, you two were talking about that, right?
Yeah, we had at least brought up the idea of it.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like you said, like it would just be kind of a fun thing to do. This semester has been kind of a nightmare, being like a quarter shorter than it usually is.
Mhm.
So yeah, we're going to try to be as socially distanced as possible. We're not a very big team. So I feel like it's a lot easier to like get that 183 room that we usually go in and just actually sit in it like how it's supposed to be sat in. And I think we could make it work. And we'll also have a Zoom option set up if you want to do it remotely. So
Do we have a date planned out for that yet?
No.
no, we were gonna try to find a date that worked for everybody.
Okay.
If everyone wants, I can send out like a when to meet thing, or do people just want to give their opinion now?
What about next week at this time?
Yeah, that could work.
I don't know. Does anyone have any objections to that? All right.
All
Well,
right.
if we can send something out in general about that, just asking if anyone else who isn't on the meeting right now, if that's a problem for them to make it then.
Yep.
And if it is, then we can send out a poll and go from there. For the sub-team allocation, so can everyone see this kind of? Okay, so we kind of just, several people last week, we divided up the main areas, these 4 areas. It's kind of broken down to electrical and mechanical, but just these areas that we needed to do some work in. And this is kind of how we've divided you guys up. If there's any objections or anything like that, please message us or speak up now, and we can go ahead and try and work that out.
Do you have an easy way to show like the sub-team descriptions to everyone right now?
Yeah, I can bring that up really fast.
Just so people know, like,
Mhm.
I don't know.
Ooh, there's Carly. So, I don't know how well you guys can see this. Let me also just send this out if you guys want to look at the descriptions anymore. I have no idea where chat went. Here we go. There. If you guys want to take a closer look at that, I don't know. So like control systems, that's basically electrical, everything that entails, as well as software. Perovskite cells is specifically the perovskite cells. Temperature control is difficult, and a lot of more theoretical side of things, and then figuring out how to go from the theoretical to the application. And then the sat-to-sat communication, which is communicating with the other satellites in orbit, the Florida and North Carolina teams. But yeah. And Carly, it looks like you just hopped on. I don't know if you saw this on the CubeSat Slack, or if you had any questions or comments or objections. Please let us know if you do. But with that, are we good to move on from this then? Yeah, maybe so. We kind of wanted to save the Python challenges for last, just kind of talk about it, maybe work on it some together. But just for data analysis, MJ, I believe you had a few things you wanted to say about that too.
Yeah, I guess just like gauging people's interest in it. Like, I don't know, I plan to use R to do all the data analysis stuff just because that's what I'm the most comfortable with. And if people wanted to learn how to do that, it would probably be in R. Otherwise, if anyone else wanted to use their own system, highly encouraged. I just don't know any other languages.
Yeah.
But yeah, is anyone like on the call right now interested in like doing some stuff in December or?
Sure.
Yeah, I think doing Python would be awesome.
That's not, wait, what?
Yeah, we can use the same concepts, but if we might, people might do Python because it'll be a little more applicable to work in the future.
That's totally fair.
Yeah, and that kind of ties in perfectly to winter break plans. So I know the electrical subteam has talked a little bit about just kind of work that needs to get done, or not needs to get done, can get done over winter break. Some fun projects that might be a little bit more difficult and take a little bit more time than you'd really want to accomplish during the school year. So some fun things there. And then of course the data analysis in various ways, finding different ways that we can do that, and then finding ways to spread that knowledge that we learned together as a team to the Big Red satellite team, because eventually they'll need to be able to do some of that, and especially when we have a lot more data from the CubeSat, it'll be even more important to actually know what we're doing. Yeah. Does anyone else have any things for winter break, John?
I mean, the mechanical team might start looking ahead at possible truss designs for the next altitude balloon we do. We haven't really talked about it a whole lot as a team, though. Hopefully we can kind of flesh some of that out tomorrow more.
Absolutely. It'd be great if I have like an option for more than 3 or less than 3, like a fully like 1 to 46 different CAMSATs on a single high altitude balloon.
We go off the spirit of the beer hat and we just fly a 6-pack up there.
I'm not gonna say I entirely support the logic, but I support the idea. No, it's good stuff. But going forward, next week is dead week, so we're gonna try not do too much, make sure everyone has time to study for finals and have a good finish to the semester. If anyone wants to create like study groups for AXP, just go ahead and say something. I think that could be fun. But yeah, I don't know. Is Mechanical still planning on meeting the 21st next week on Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Electrical probably will too then, but we'll just try and keep it short to see if anyone has to go do things and study.
I have a final on that Saturday. I'm not sure. Let me check when. It's from 10 to 12, so you can probably just do it later in the day. But
okay, yeah. Yep, we'll have to check in that. I don't know when all my finals are. I really probably should, but we'll get that worked out later. And then the other thing for the EBI meetings, I don't believe they're happening bi-weekly at Thursdays anymore, but just
No, they're not.
when we need them over winter break, if we need them, right?
Yeah, they said they're pretty flexible as far as time. Like they have this slot reserved if we need to, but they can pretty much meet whenever we need them to.
Well, very nice. But is that all we have going forward? Oh no, patches and pins. Yes. MJ, you had stuff to say about this too, right?
I guess. um, so just kind of patches and pins. I've heard like difference from different people as to what we're using like the logo going forward. So we decided on the diamond logo to the left of the screen as kind of like the official design that we wanted. If people want patches and like pins and stuff like that, then I just need to know now so that I can start getting like a university approved source for those things. So out of everyone here, if you could just like type it in the chat or like
React to it on persons, people, participants.
Reactions.
just like if you, I don't know, I was gonna say more like if you could type in the chat how much you'd be willing to spend on a patch or whatever.
Would this be including like a patch and also like a jacket, or would this be something that'd be sewed on to an item of clothing we already have?
Well, it would just be like I'm talking just for the patch right now, because I don't know if the jackets is gonna happen. You can do it on something else. We can try to figure out if the jackets are gonna happen, so that you can do it on the jacket, or
Okay.
Yeah, that's a.
otherwise like cheaper options would be stickers. Then we can do more than one. If people wanted to do, I don't know, both of these and the big red sat sticker, like I feel like that would be pretty decent.
Speaking of stickers, what do you think about making a laptop sticker with this?
Yeah,
That'd be pretty dope.
I'm down. Down
Mhm.
to clown.
I would be down for that. Well, going forward, so like the next steps would be finding those sources and seeing how much they'd actually cost, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I've done a little bit of like preliminary research when I started designing it. And a lot of it depends on kind of the style of if we were going to do patches of the patch that we would want. So like if it was just going to be a screen printed thing, or if it was going to look like, you know, like varsity jacket patches or stuff like that. I can send a poll with all the information once I find more, but yeah, if that's okay.
that sounds good to me. And we can probably wait to do like most of that because I know everyone is busy now, especially UMJ with everything you do. It's not super urgent, so no rush on doing any of that.
Yeah, this just a heads up, it's not going to happen until semester's over.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to make sure you wouldn't do that in like the next few days and spend too much time because it's a lot of work to do that. But any closing comments on patches and pins? No. All right. Well, for the Python challenges, has anyone had time to kind of check the challenges out? I don't know if you guys see them or if everyone knows about them.
I did like the first module, I think.
Not the challenge.
Oh, shoot, yeah. Not that.
So do you like putting your hair up?
Yeah, so it's a problem that was in CSCE 155E or H, if you guys have taken that before.
Answer the question, Joel.
What's the question?
I thought it was, do you like putting your hair up?
I heard too. Yeah.
It's nice to make it not be in front of my face sometimes.
Okay.
The weak answer, but okay.
That's fair. Yeah, I will admit it's a weak answer. But yeah, so I guess, have you guys seen this before? If you did take that class, or has anyone taken that class? I know Sam has.
I think the MATLAB version.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, so like this is for calculating, this function is used for calculating distance between points on a sphere, or particularly like the Earth. And so this doesn't give any good examples, but I don't know, there's a nice function within Python, or a package that computes it for you. And then you can manually type it here using this formula, using like math.sine, as well as the latitude and longitude here. And you get more details through the Wikipedia page. It just runs things down on what it is, how it is, and all of that.
So the challenge is basically just plugging in that formula to try to get it to work.
Pretty much, yeah. It's not super complicated because we give you the formula. You don't have to like derive some law of spherical cosines formula. Although if you wanted to try doing that, I would support you and think that you were super cool. But yeah, if you know Python, like, it's a good refresher. If you don't, it's a fun way to, you know, apply some of that. Is anyone going to like try and write this?
I'm doing it right now.
I'll do it.
Yeah. If I can't edit this one, because if I edit this one, it'll change what everyone else sees when they click on the link. But yeah. Let me open up. Do I have IPython? I don't.
Oh, do we need to have a REPL.it account to do this?
No, you can actually just go in from this post and directly edit it. Because you cannot edit the post. It's just like a little challenge that you can change. Although if you want your progress to be saved and to have a history of doing these cool challenges online, then you do need an account.
Okay.
Is anyone else's not loading, or is my Wi-Fi just shit?
No, mine isn't either.
It's
Sick.
not? That's not good. It works on an incognito tab for me. Wait, so John, can you not see it? And MJ, can you not like see it?
It just says it's loading. I've refreshed it a couple times.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Wait, now it's working. Never mind. It just worked.
no, I can't get it to work still. I think it's just my Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
It's kind of bad.
If you give it a second, it's hard to compete with gigabit that the university gives us.
The flex.
Yeah. Yeah, I was on a server talking with people in England, and they had like 30 up or 30 down and 2 up, and I did that, and it was nice. Does anyone want me to like unshare my screen when I do this?
Not particularly, unless somebody else does. Although REPL's debugger is kind of garbage.
Yeah.
Can you
Purple's
put-
good at doing few things. Being online is the only one.
How do you even put breakpoints down?
Yeah.
Very annoying.